Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of State of the YouTube. Now, presumably we're going to release this episode before ones that we've recorded just a few days earlier, so it may be a little confusing for you guys, but we are currently recording this on December 14th, 2018. It has been 3 days since MumkeyJones has had his main channel and second channel unfairly terminated by YouTube, and he is back.
Never forget 12/11.
Never forget. And he is back right here to plead his case. Well, actually, we've done that already. It's a video on Rusty Cage's channel. So if you want to listen to sort of the first part of this discussion, please go check that out. There's going to be a link in the description. But what we're doing here, we've already debated what happened. We've already established that it's completely unfair. It's bullshit. YouTube is making no sense. But what I kind of want to get into here is why what has happened to MumkeyJones is the case. So, first of all, Mumkey, what do you have to say about it? Why do you think you were terminated?
I think it was justified. I think I'm a hateful, I'm a hate monger. Clearly I want all women to be killed. I think Elliot Rodger was a hero, and YouTube was right. I mean, it was black and white in my videos. That was definitely the message, and I think they made the right call here.
Oh man, I love this podcast because we can actually say shit like that, even though it's not true, because the truth is it was unfair. But, we can just talk freely here.
Yeah, no risk of losing your livelihood here on the State of the YouTube channel. There's nothing to lose, quite literally.
Nobody watches, nobody listens, nobody watches this podcast, and so we can say whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, so I'm going to start by saying that YouTube is in bed with the fucking news media, and they're trying to get rid of people on the platform that don't fit in to their ideal version of the site.
Who are they in bed with? What news media?
The most influential news media... Well, I wouldn't say influential. Influential is not a good word, because most of these guys have pitiful influence. All these blue checkmark so-called journalists on Twitter who graduated from journalism school in $40,000 of debt and spend all day at the Starbucks coffee shop writing listicles about 8 dozen ways to eat a slice of pizza. These guys are basically put into a farm system to farm articles where they have to make their articles the most sensationalist, clickbaity things possible and piggyback off of trending events in order to get clicks and sell ads.
Okay, so you're talking about like what, the Wall Street Journal, because they are the notorious ones for trying to figure out the best ways to fuck over YouTube and to call out YouTube culture and to attack them and get the normies, I guess. And I hate fucking saying normies, but it's fucking true. Like people on Facebook, people that are not on YouTube, it's a different argument. So people listening on Facebook to something like the Wall Street Journal, they're seeing all their articles and all the arguments that they're making, and they're saying, wow, YouTube, that's a pretty fucking crazy place. There's a lot of evil people on there.
Well, the problem is, the problem that with YouTubers in the media is that old legacy media sees YouTube, and more specifically, independent YouTubers who report on current events. Old media sees YouTubers as a threat to their existence.
We are.
YouTubers are more connected. They actually understand what's going on in the culture of YouTube, and they have minimal budget. They can basically operate almost for free and collect revenue and continue to exist, while all these news corporations have a shitload of departments weighing them down.
Yeah.
And
without lobby biased.
Right.
We're not promoting anything because we're getting hundreds of thousands of dollars telling us that we should be. I mean, obviously a couple of YouTubers are, but not on a general level. We're just saying what we actually believe, and what people actually believe and what content creators actually believe is a threat.
Wait, so you're saying I shouldn't cash this check that George Soros just sent me?
No, you should. You absolutely should. But put the money in. Don't invest it in stocks.
All right, yeah, I actually just cashed it on my Bank of America mobile banking app. You can actually cash checks online just by taking a picture of them. It's very convenient. So Donald Trump, he's a really bad guy, and he's being mean to all those people at the border. We really need to stop Trump.
Let's start the podcast with that, and we'll definitely not get demonetized this time because all of our past ones are definitely being confirmed.
State of the YouTube. What? No, we're a state of the Vox. We're an official Vox subsidiary. So
yeah, can we state right now that we are all Democrats?
Yeah, we have total immunity from any YouTube enforcement on their policies of possibly what they might enforce on other smaller independent YouTubers who are actually just Nazis dog whistling their agenda to the alt-right.
Mumkey, you're a feminist, aren't you?
I'm a full-fledged member of Antifa, so yes.
Okay, good. All right, so we're all safe. Cool.
Do you think if I had a channel called Antifa Jones and I was like a really hardcore Antifa YouTuber and I said
yes.
If I said Elliot Rodger was justified because he killed 3 white people, do you think I would have still been terminated for that?
Dude, first off, Reactor is going to be pissed that he didn't think of it. But yes, you should fucking do that. Make your new second channel the Antifa Jones channel. and just upload in. I mean, I'm telling you, because all right. So this is kind of what I did with the family friendly news song. I took everything that they considered offensive or a strike on the video, and then I remade it so it's still just as offensive, still just as a mockery of whatever they didn't like, suicide or whatever. But it's allowed because it can get away with it because it just goes way out of the way to beat around the terms of service. So I think that would be hilarious, Mumkey, if you made a channel where you can make the same points, but you have like
instead you misconstrue it to talk about the patriarchy or whatever.
Right. Or you just you change all the words a little bit. So you say, instead of saying this, I'm going to say, instead of saying terrorism, I'm going to say schmerismism.
Well, that's one of my favorite things that you've adopted to your channel, Rusty, is that you take something that is considered not advertiser friendly and you make it friendly by making it 10 times worse. Right. You censor out your cuss words with the sound effect of a pig being murdered, like squealing as it's being executed.
Yeah,
I think that's like it's a pig squealing as it's being killed is way more offensive to me than somebody saying the word shit.
Right.
But you get around the censor with that, and it's way funnier.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of worked. Yeah, I want to keep doing that to figure out new offensive ways to continue being edgy, because that's the problem, is that there's an attack on edgy humor. And edgy humor there's a reason for it, is because people like it. They the fact that people are talking about the stuff that's not safe. That fucking, who's that guy from the 90s? I mean, I might be aging myself here.
Seinfeld?
No, the religious dude. He ran for president.
Ross Perot?
No, not Ross Perot. Jesus Christ.
Dude,
right.
I don't know. Rusty, I'm not a boomer like you. Stop referencing stuff from the 90s. I have no idea.
The religious dude. He was a preacher. Something with an F. It doesn't matter. But yeah. Yeah. If you can get around the FCC, or back in the day, or now what is, YouTube's censorship program, it's hilarious. I think people will find it funny. And I think everyone should continue their edgy shit. But just there's no shame in framing it in a way that is not going to get you demonetized instantly. Like
Yeah.
bleep out your cuss words. That's fine. We all know that you're saying a cuss word.
That's the funny thing about YouTube's enforcement of ad-friendly guidelines, and they do this with all of their automated stuff, where there's just certain key things that they look for, and there's just ways to skirt around it. The same thing happened to copyrighted content back in the day. Now, as a YouTube pooper who made YouTube poops for 7
Wow.
years, we tend to get a lot of copyright takedowns on our videos because Viacom hates having SpongeBob videos up on YouTube that aren't theirs. So the entire YouTube poop community has devised all these different ways of getting past the copyright bot and having your video stay up. It ranges from flipping the video, adding a border around it, putting a filter on, changing the color. Like I do the same thing with The Simpsons. I make The Simpsons green because it makes it harder to detect in copyright.
Is that what you're doing in your videos now? Because I still see that you use a lot of footage. In your recent video, I saw that you. What was your recent video? It was talking about the YouTube versus Viacom, right? And you had a clip of like the guy who was having to do the test where they're shocking people.
Oh yeah, the Milgram experiment.
Right. So, like, how do you get around?
And
all
he
that
put in a
footage?
dial-up sound effect. It was so funny.
Well, it's just something that over the years you upload your videos and you see what gets taken down, and then you upload other videos and you see that they don't get taken down, and eventually you develop a kind of a formula and a kind of a system of checks in your head of what you can conceivably safely get away with. Now what's interesting is that the copyright system on YouTube is not static. It's always changing, and as a matter of fact it's kind of comparable to an arms race, where as our methods to dodge the copyright bot get more advanced, the copyright system gets more strict, trying to catch the stragglers. So eventually you find yourself in a pretty difficult situation, and you're not able to get away with the stuff that you maybe would have a year ago. And I find that very interesting because it's the same sort of system with demonetization and community guidelines enforcement now, where YouTube introduces this completely automated system, and there are hilarious exploits to it where it creates incredible inconsistencies in what is considered not ad-friendly and what is considered ad-friendly. I always go back to this example, but earlier this year I was railing on this one YouTube video that was a literal plane crash compilation running ads. It was a compilation of like actual plane crash footage that you'd find on LiveLeak, and it had like
Copyright.
It had like 7 ad placements on it, and it had like 16 million views. It was up since September, and for some reason that is advertiser friendly, while MumkeyJones dancing with an Elliot Rodger body pillow is enough to take his channel down.
Bad. Well, okay, so on this this content ID, I have that option open to my channel on Studio Beta, and the only thing that it offers you is not to monetize things that have your intellectual property or whatever, like clips of my song and other people's videos. It just allows you to take them down. That's not helping anyone. That's just helping to hurt. But also, I find it funny that while it picks out all of these like weird, I'm looking at it now, all these weird like Chinese and Japanese channels, I do not see the Fine Brothers and the
What, the Fine Brothers react to the plane crash compilation?
No, the YouTubers react to the Knife Game song. That one never shows up, and I wonder why. I can't claim that.
Just to be clear with everyone, the plane crash compilation has since been demonetized, but
Oh.
it's still up on YouTube
Can we link
for
that?
everyone to see with 25 million views.
Can you
yeah,
send
sure,
that?
put a link in the...
Send it in the Discord chat because I want to watch that.
Oh, Rusty.
I love plane crashes. Crashes.
You must have been jerking off on 9/11 then, huh?
Oh, that makes sense why you
Yeah.
that makes sense why you'd be the type of person to find Mumkey's channel through the reading of the Elliot Rodger Manifesto.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, because I'm a dirty incel. Oh, this is cool. First off, clickbait. God, I really want people to see this.
It's a
I'm gonna have to
fucking
screenshot
insulting
this.
video. It's
All right.
incredibly insulting to just about anyone.
It doesn't even make this. None of this makes sense.
Now, obviously, I don't find this video just offensive in a vacuum. Well, yeah, obviously it's offensive. But the thing that grinds my gears about this video is how it's allowed to stay up on YouTube, cultivate 25 million views, and YouTube still has the audacity to say that MumkeyJones making Elliot Rodger documentaries is somehow just not okay on the platform.
Right. Well, this
is able to take him down.
Framed as a documentary. This is educational. I'm watching this now, and I'm seeing a bunch of planes crashing into the ocean and a bunch of trees.
Yeah, raw footage of planes crashing. I'm sure if Mumkey uploaded raw footage of Elliot Rodger's massacre, then that would have
they
been
died.
perfectly fine on YouTube also, because it's educational.
Dude,
and
all these
documentary in
fucking
nature.
people are dying. There's no way anyone's living after any of these plane crashes. That one just blew up. Oh, fucking Christ. All right.
No, but
Mumkey.
this is the point I'm trying to make earlier, where obviously the automated system has huge holes in it, and you know what? I'd actually be okay with that. I'd be okay with that if the automated system was the only thing enforcing content.
All of it
but
should be allowed.
It's become, based on the Mumkey situation and many other YouTubers, it's become very clear that there are people behind the automated system that almost arbitrarily pick on specific YouTubers who they just don't really like them. So they decide to pick on them. It's completely irrespective of whatever the guidelines are. The guidelines, you can wrap them around and interpret whatever you want from anything. But it's clearly obvious that the guidelines actually mean nothing. They're just a facade that gives YouTube the permission to go in and terminate a channel like Mumkey.
Well, this is a question I had for Mumkey. What, like, all right, I'm watching a compilation of plane crashes at the moment. Mumkey, what did you do that pissed off these people? What is it that you did? I mean, you're not political. What was it that you actually did that you think upset these people that are going in and unfairly striking your videos and fucking deleting your channel?
Well, I sensationalized and made a comedy out of a tragedy. So I guess that's against the rule.
Even though the comedy was only directed at the perpetrator of that tragedy.
So in the people that look over these videos, comedy plus, or wait, sorry, tragedy plus nothing equals comedy.
Yeah. Well, maybe because I know that the equation is, tragedy plus time equals comedy. Maybe not enough time has passed.
Okay,
Because
well,
you can
no, well,
make
maybe-
Hitler jokes. You can show Hitler's. You can audiobook Hitler's Mein Kampf. But Elliot Rodger, that was 4 years ago. It's way too soon.
You know what?
Ban
You
him.
in English
Guys,
accent.
I think you're missing the actual formula here. The formula is tragedy plus compilation plus epic After Effects intro with EDM music equals advertiser friendly, and you can put
Exactly
7
what I'm
ads on the
watching
video
now.
and make money off of footage of hundreds of people horrifically dying in plane crashes.
Plane crash
But
accidents.
Don't you dare dance around with a body pillow with Elliot Rodger's face on it.
Oh, that's pretty dirty. Yeah, but this one is on the best compilations.
Oh, well, it's the best.
268,000
No wonder.
subscribers. No problem. Hey, you want to see a bunch of people horrifically die? in Bangkok and Vienna. And who gives a fuck?
Man,
when are they going to upload the Narcos compilation?
But I feel almost halfway uncomfortable with this because I get that we're pointing out the double standard and it is infuriating. But at the same time, I would never argue that this plane crash compilation should be taken down. I think it should stay up.
Yeah, I agree.
People found this channel called like Elliot Rodger Girlfriend or something like that. This girl who just exclusively makes videos about how she's in love with Elliot Rodger and like she makes she like plays The Sims and puts her and Elliot in there and then like makes videos of them banging in The Sims. And it's like, well, how come when Mumkey and Rusty make a love song about Elliot, that's sensational, but when this girl does a whole channel, it's fine? And I'm thinking, like, guys, like, I get what you're doing, but can we not be exposing this girl's channel to YouTube? I don't want them to ban her. Like, I don't want other people to be banned just because they're also doing what I did.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, but we're trying to You're at one point we're trying to point out to YouTube the inconsistencies in their system and their striking, like how they strike our system for glorifying I wouldn't even call him a mass killer. I mean, the guy fucked up. He was a little bit of a puss there, but the fact that like one is allowed to stay, but yeah, you don't want to just say like, hey, this got banned. I mean, the same way that everyone kind of does. Well, why is this taken off of YouTube, but this is allowed to stay? And then YouTube's just gonna go, oh yeah, you're right, and they're gonna take that
we
down
did
as well.
that, and they got you a strike because we did
that's
that literal
exactly
thing.
what happened. Yeah, I said, well, why is my video allowed to stay? And YouTube goes, no, you're right, it shouldn't.
Well, Rusty, that means you can re-upload this plane crash compilation and probably monetize it with ads, and there's nothing they can do about it.
I'm throwing it over the fucking over this podcast unless they own the rights to all this plane crash footage. What the fuck, man? This is
just make the planes green.
Oh yeah. All right.
Hey, I demand copyright. I work at like KHV airport, and we recorded this footage of this plane crashing, and I demand royalties from the best compilations.
Unless you work for City Pulse News, City TV of Toronto, then I don't owe you shit, motherfucker. That's just a clip that it's on right now.
Okay, well, the point is that plane crash compilations aren't political. MumkeyJones, Elliot Rodger, incels, alt-right, could be interpreted as political.
MumkeyJones is not political. Are you political? What? I've only seen 3 videos that you've made that have been political. What? The Sharia law one. Survival.
That's not even political. I don't think that. Again, people on the left and the right should be anti-Sharia law. It seems like
absolutely. But you can make an argument that is a political case because that's become a political case. But other than that, you don't fucking talk about anything.
Yeah, I made fun of communism, and then everybody's like, oh, but what about capitalism? So then my next video, I made fun of capitalism. Mm-hmm. Like, I can see any viewpoint and make fun of anything. In terms of my personal politics, and I've said this many times, I voted for Trump because I thought he was funnier than Hillary.
Hold on.
And I just wanted to have the funny president.
Can we cut that out? So I don't want the podcast channel to be deleted.
Oh, shit, we're gonna get terminated because I voted for Trump.
Distasteful opinions.
Oops. Yeah. Well, but the thing is, even if Trump gets impeached, which, more and more every day, like this investigation's getting crazier and crazier. I might be the only Trump voter who would think it's very funny to watch him get impeached. Like, I just want what's the most entertaining.
Right. You're a neutral human. And a lot of neutral humans who are not fucking wildly biased to one side or another and do not have this crazy thing where they have to fucking side and like frame everything as an evil thing or a blessed thing. It's fun to watch. And this is, why I love your channel. You're mocking the reality of the world.
I'd like to think I'm very childish in my political views, where I just want to be entertained, and
you're
I
not
really
allowed to be
don't
childish
care
anymore.
Yeah, it's too much.
Well, you see, guys, it doesn't actually matter what you believe because the media can just paint a completely different picture of you, no matter how untrue it is, and people will believe it because it confirms their beliefs that everyone is a racist Nazi.
Okay, let me ask this question because this is something I've been thinking about. Do you think that obviously the mainstream media is gonna paint all of us as Nazis and fucking white supremacists and all the evil fucking things that they want to, but if we stay true to it, refuse to apologize, and keep trying to figure out ways around the system and keep going, will we change the public mind, or will the normies be manipulated for the good in the end? Because I think they're going to lose. I think they're going to lose, and I think that we are going to win.
Well, that's the thing. Theoretically, it should be very easy for people like us to win, where we have done nothing wrong. We know we've done nothing wrong.
We should make it very clear right now that we are not white supremacists. We are not fucking
no, EmpLemon's not even fucking white.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't like him for that. No. Oh, whoops. Edgy joke.
Rusty Cage, Nazi? ? Reported by Vox, BuzzFeed, Huffington Post. Joe Bernstein, the greatest journalist this side of the Mississippi.
Oh, boy.
Well, here's the thing. The media, it's become painfully clear that no one actually trusts the media anymore. Very, very few people trust the media.
I don't know if that's painfully clear. I see a lot of people on Facebook, all the people that are not YouTube oriented or not big on Twitter, they still follow that and they still bring that up in general conversation. They see what they read on Vox and they go, yeah, that's true. Fuck PewDiePie. Fuck this and that. And I'm going, what the fuck are you talking about, you goddamn nuts?
Okay, well, Rusty, you're part of the deadbeat millennial generation where everyone has student loan debt and complains about how they can't get a job, but also can't keep a timetable and meet at an interview at 2:30. So I don't want to hear about what any of those people have to say.
I'm sorry.
My people, and I identify far more with the Zoomer generation. We actually understand how the internet works.
Was that 12 and under?
We understand internet culture. We understand that edgy humor does not equate to revealing oneself as a white supremacist. We get all of that, and all these people in charge of these publications and in charge of YouTube don't get it. They think that if you just make one off-comment racist joke, that makes you an actual racist, even though it's clear that the fact that you're joking about it means that you're not being serious about it and you don't believe what you're saying because it is a joke. And that is what I believe is the crux of this entire cultural divide.
Comedy is under attack. Comedy itself is under attack because
comedy
intent
and internet
is under
culture.
Attack. Like Mumkey, you're a comedian of sense, of sorts. No, you're not a stand-up. but comedy. If you make a joke and then someone can say, we can look at it in the writing and say, this is what he said in writing. This is evil. This is bad. Then obviously it's easy to portray something as a bad thing. But if that's something that makes people laugh, that's a fucking joke. I mean, not just because it makes someone laugh, but like it's actually intended for humorous things. Humorous.
Well, here's my policy on the whole thing.
Yeah.
If you ever apologize for telling a joke, I sincerely believe that you should commit suicide. And
yes.
I'm not joking about that. Because no joke. What is the intention behind telling a joke? To make people laugh. If the worst thing I've ever done is say something with the intent of entertaining other people and making them laugh, if that's the worst thing I've ever done, then I think I'm a pretty good person.
Well, Mumkey, I think...
Wait. I'm sorry. Hold that idea. MumkeyJones, okay. You just said that making a joke, if the worst thing that you've done is to make people laugh. But what'd you say right before that? If they misinterpret a joke, what should they do?
Oh, if they apologize for a joke?
Yeah, apologize.
They should kill themselves.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make that
because here's the thing.
Clear.
Even if your joke is in poor taste, even if it's not funny, if the joke doesn't land, it doesn't matter to me. Because no matter what the joke is, somebody out there will find it funny. There's at least one person on Earth that will find that specific joke funny. So you should not feel guilty or be punished because the audience or whoever heard the joke didn't like it. Every joke is for somebody.
Bad jokes and good jokes all come from the same place.
Okay, well, here's what I was going to say. A joke, by definition, is not serious.
No.
When I say, I'm going to go have a drink of water, it's clearly not a joke. Because I'm literally going to get a drink of water.
It is a joke because you famously only drink Mountain Dew Code Red.
But if I say something like, I'm going to go jump off a cliff right now, it's clearly a joke. There's no cliff nearby.
Are you sure that's not a suicide? Are you not?
Oh shit!
Promoting...
Better go to BetterHelp.com.
Yeah, hey, you got to do something. No, honestly, for real. This is I've gotten so many posts taken off of Instagram for something like that, like might as well just fucking do this, and then it gets taken off. Like, hey, this has been reported. Your video, your post has been removed because of a self-harm. Blah blah blah. It's like, motherfucker. I was fucking kidding. Who is? But everyone's too sensitive and blah blah blah. We've all, the entire world is talking about it.
It's so bizarre because it's such a simple concept. I can say right
jump
now.
Off a cliff.
Oh man, I better go dump my head in a bucket of crayfish.
As they say.
It's a ridiculous concept. It's clearly not serious. But for whatever reason, some people cannot apply this concept to anything that's in a discussion about a racial minority or any group of people, even though it's the exact same thing. Here, I'll give you a little example, a little thought experiment. Okay, say you have a mango, like a literal mango, and this mango is a mango supremacist, and he goes to all of his other mango supremacist friends, and he comes up to them and is like, you know what? I think all strawberries should fucking die because they're inferior. And all the mango supremacists go like, oh yeah, man, I agree with that. Yeah. In that case, and the actual mango supremacist, it's not a joke because he's serious about it.
You know what the problem is? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Now you say you have banana. Banana's just a normal guy, and then he's hanging out with his banana friends, and then he sees an apple and he's like, oh, that apple better not go down a slope because he sure is round. Yeah, I don't know. This analogy is hard to piece together, but there's differences. That's all I'm trying to say. There's a difference between someone saying, "Oh man, I really don't think this person's that good of a driver because they're Asian," and it becomes obvious among most normal people that they're not serious because most people aren't racist. I hate to break it to you guys, but most people aren't racist.
I don't know. I disagree. I think that most people are unfairly and unconvictedly slightly racist. I think that people are, but I don't think that they even buy it.
Okay,
I don't
maybe
think
at like a
you ask a lot of
basic.
people. You ask a lot of people, and when someone cuts them off in traffic, and they can see who's in the car, and they go, "Oh, you know what kind of person it was." And this is fucking. And I say, "What, a woman?" And they go, and it's a woman talking to me, and they go, "No, you know." I'm like, "Oh, fucking Asian." And
it was
like,
Emperor Lemon's mom.
It was Emperor Lemon himself.
Yeah,
the man, the myth. But it's I mean it's not fair, but also it's like but people are not actually, they're not.
You don't mean it. That's the thing.
a little bit you don't mean it because whenever it ties in, like, it's like, dude, I don't give a fuck what anyone is, and I'm not racist personally. I'll say that.
Wow,
I find it very
statement.
difficult to believe that any person is actually racist. You have to
dude,
really
man,
present me.
come on.
Have you met Donald Trump?
No, and fuck all this fucking bullshit. You're saying that do not think that people are racist. Maybe this is a younger this is a Zoomer thing that racism doesn't exist, but it fucking does.
Yeah.
And but in microcosms, in small fringe things, but it's blown up and exemplified to a huge degree, and it's exploited and try to be made to be like it exists
it's used
everywhere.
it's used as a power move and a wedge issue, and it's meant to turn people against each other and have them ignore real issues.
MumkeyJones, can you think of any race right now that you might not like?
NASCAR. I think it's pretty boring.
NASCAR, that's a good
I know
race.
EmpLemon's a big fan of NASCAR. He's wearing a fucking Dale Earnhardt Jr. shirt at your house.
I personally don't like what's that fucking French one with that guy that lost his nut?
The
cycling?
Tour de France.
Tour de France.
I
Yeah.
hate that race.
Yeah, fuck that race. We're racist.
The Camptown
against that.
race? Oh, the Camptown ladies sing this song, doo-dah. Bad race.
Wow, you should do a cover album.
I'm going to. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to railroad.
I just find it really hard to believe that when I go to Walmart and walk past all those people, I just can't bring myself to believe that, that guy's a racist. Oh, he's a racist. Oh,
if I
racist,
can
big
just,
racist right here.
If I can give you some anecdotal evidence, I mean, there are members of my family that I know for a fact are racist because they've told me, like cousins on my dad's side who I never see, but like, yeah, I mean, there's people who hate other people based on the color of their skin for sure.
Yeah, I mean they do exist, but it's just not the 51% enough to make it a CEO of the world's argument, the social argument to say like, oh, hey, racists are everywhere. It's like the fucking KKK is like 200 people and they all suck and no one gives them any fucking credibility. So fuck them.
If you believe all this stuff the media's trying to say, you'd
Everyone,
imagine that there's
I'm
a KKK meeting on every corner, and it's simply not true.
It's not true.
I just can't wrap my head around that possibly being true. How the hell could we possibly have a cohesive society if that were the case? It's just, and even if someone is racist, even if someone is super duper secretly a closet racist and they never actually say anything about it because they don't want to get told on, then so what? They're literally not affecting anything if this racist is not actually doing anything.
Okay, all right. So if I have to be the one that has to be the devil's advocate and say that yes, there are people that are racist because there are, and some minorities feel racial disparagement over others, and the arguments now being kind of changed a little bit, where Asians are no longer on the list of. What would you call the list of like
oppressed people?
Oppression? Yeah, the oppression
The privilege
Olympics.
list?
Right. So Asians aren't on there anymore, unfortunately. So EmpLemon, you're out. You're out of the argument. And I should first off, I should be out of the argument because I'm a white Muslim man, but I'm white.
No, I'm so sick of this shit that somebody can't have an opinion because they're white. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of this shit.
But it does happen. Yeah, you can see fucking racist shit and people acting differently to different people, but it's definitely not, at least in certain areas. Like in where I live, people do pretty well of all races.
Why are we even talking about race? I thought we were talking about me getting banned from YouTube.
Yeah, I don't want to fucking talk about this.
Yeah, it's like 1:30 a.m. and I'm ready to go to bed.
Shit. All right, hey, MumkeyJones.
Yeah.
What? I feel like I have so much anger in my heart for this situation.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have not exemplified your anger. Are you angry?
Oh man, I'm I went through the 5 stages of grief pretty quick there. I don't know if I'm at the acceptance as much as I'm at the existential dread. I am so emotionally drained I can't even conjure up any genuine anger about this. Like if if I was at YouTube headquarters with a machine gun, I don't even think I would shoot anybody. I'd be like, you know what, man, like I can't fight this. You know, I feel more defeated in a sense of like I can't even be mad anymore. Life has pushed me down so much lately that there's not even any use getting angry about it.
Well, Mumkey, I think if YouTube were smart, they would actually restore your channel and give you a full apology.
Best thing they
because
could do.
by keeping you down in a circumstance that is so completely unfair, and a circumstance that everyone agrees is unfair, and a circumstance that people have rallied around you from all corners of the community, and to have YouTube stick by their bonehead decision, they are turning you into a martyr, and they have striked you down, and you shall become more powerful than they can possibly imagine.
That sounds familiar. Did somebody else say that today?
God?
I think it's from John Cena.
Oh, okay. That sounds right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, if they're not going to overturn this, and it doesn't seem like they are going to, I think that you're going to get your channel back pretty quickly.
I'm 99.999% sure they're not going to bring the channels back. However, boys, here's a little Mumkey exclusive for you. When this was first happening, and I had, I think, 2 strikes at the time, I frantically messaged because when you get over 100,000 YouTube subs, they give you like a Google, some guy who works at Google who give you
when was it? When was the first time? Because I remember that because I made a video about that with you on there for how to lose subscribers or something, and it was the first time that your channel got deleted.
Well, this might be something different because it was only January of this year that I first started talking to like my Google YouTube connection guy, and like you get into calls with them, and they'll give you like tips on, like he kept telling me, oh, you should make a channel trailer, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. But I started emailing him for the first time in like half a year, saying, hey man, like you're supposed to be in my corner, right? Well, some shit's going down on my channel. Can you help me out? No reply. And I was like, well, fuck it. I guess, nothing's going to happen there. But a few hours ago today, he replied and said, oh, hey, Jimmy. He calls me Jimmy, which I think is really cute. He says, hey, Jimmy, sorry for the late response. I just got to this. I'll see if there's anything I can do. So then I replied and I said, hey, man, both my channels were terminated, but I can prove that the strikes are false. If you give me the opportunity, I'd love to get into a call with you to talk this out. So there is a non-zero chance that I'll actually, instead of having Keemstar talk on my behalf or a trusted flagger, I might be able to talk to somebody at YouTube man to man and actually explain this bullshit. It's a very slim chance. I put it at about 1% because it seems clear that YouTube as a company wants me dead, and he works for them. So, I mean, what can he really do?
He's going to
I don't know
fired.
if he... Yeah, I don't think he particularly likes me. But the fact that he replied to me at all tells me that there's, a non-zero chance that maybe we can talk this out and get it resolved. I don't know.
Well, Mumkey, if they keep you down, and as we've established, there's a very high probability that that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
You can wear this thing as a badge for the rest of your YouTube career, saying, look at me, I'm the guy YouTube got rid of because they wanted me gone, and I'm still here, and it's going to make you stronger than ever. I truly believe that.
I do too. I think
my number one goal at keeping my career alive right now is Patreon, and my Patreon is almost quadrupled in the last 2 days.
Dude, it's fucking blowing up, man.
Yeah, and honestly, even if I'm not allowed on YouTube in any capacity other than, being on this podcast that I do not own, if the Patreon stays consistent, I mean, I might be making more money from getting banned from YouTube than I was making on YouTube in the first place. I don't know how long the Patreon support will last. I mean, it's obviously really high right now because I just got fucked over.
You got to be worried about that too. Yeah, like they might kick you off of Patreon.
Oh, no, they're not going to kick me off of Patreon.
I was actually talking to EmpLemon earlier. I said I want my channel to be terminated.
Because then you'll get like all the fan support and all the love and all that.
Yeah.
Well, you're definitely not going to have that happen by uploading plane crash compilations.
Okay, fine. I'll cut it out of the video.
Well, I'll say like I don't think Patreon would deplatform me because I'm I'm not an alt-right guy. That seems to be their MO. But also, any evidence of anything I've done that's offensive has been deleted from the internet. So they're like, what are they going to base banning me on?
Watch this, Mumkey. You're going to look back on this event in 3 years and call it the greatest thing that ever happened to you as a content creator online.
When I'm a janitor at the local middle school.
Yeah, we've ragged about this situation
Remember me?
the whole time, but let's think about the actual positive aspects that this might bring. All right, number one, Mumkey's Patreon has blown the fuck up. Number two, Mumkey is now pretty well known in the online news sphere as a guy who got screwed over by YouTube. You've been reported on by Tim Pool. And
well, Tim Pool's reported on me many a time in the past. That's no big deal. I mean,
but I've
hung out with Tim Pool in person before.
I've seen people report on it far and wide, like Keemstar.
Well,
I saw Sam Hyde retweeted a thing.
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
You retweeted some other guy who reported on your channel's termination, and this is going to bring in.
Oh, I saw Mr. Medicare retweeted me too.
That's true, also, and this has raised your profile. It's made more people aware of who you are, even though your channel is currently rebuilding at the moment, and you don't have as many of the casual YouTube viewers who aren't really as aware of what's going on. I think it's safe to say that many more high-profile people online are now aware of you.
Yeah, I don't even know
plight.
who Notch is, but when I see a guy with 5 million followers say that he subscribed to me, that feels pretty cool.
He made one of those games. He made like
he made like a Five Nights at Undertale or something.
Oh, cool. Well, he's evidently he's like close friends with Reactor.
Yeah, I know, which is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's like Reactor is relatively unknown online. Not that he shouldn't, or he should be very well known, but he is in the community. He's just like friends with these huge game producers and fucking Steven Spielberg or whoever.
Yeah, friends with Rusty Cage.
Yeah, Rusty Cage.
Tim Pool. Well, if I could be a faggot for one moment, I was going to post a video like this, but I decided against it. I was going to say, YouTube might take away my channels and my subscribers, but there are a lot of things that they'll never take away from me. Thanks to my YouTube success, I was able to get a girlfriend. I was able to get a house with her. I was able to make a bunch of friends, only a few of which are in jail for domestic abuse. There's so many things that I got from my experience thus far on YouTube that they can't take away from me. And it sounds really faggy to say, but that's my outlook on it right now.
Well, guys, Mumkey has been through some rough times over the past few days, but as weird as it may say, the future's actually looking bright-ish, overcast, maybe? I don't know. Mumkey, how do you feel about your life going forward as of this moment?
I'm a lot less clear about my future than I was 2 days ago. I honestly have no idea what I'm going to do with my life. I could be banned from everything again at any moment now. It's really unclear, but I'm hoping to keep trucking along and to keep earning a living off of entertaining retards on the internet. And worse comes to worse, I suppose I use my English degree to go teach English in Japan, because that sounds pretty dope.
All right, man. I
Frickin'
want to go to
weeb.
Japan. Let's go to Japan.
Yeah, we should.
EmpLemon, are you going to come with us?
The Japanese raped and killed people in Nanking.
That's why I like him so much.